Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Lex, and today we're back with another reaction, and we have a very special guest for us today, Domo from the Dom Trap. How's it going, man?
It's amazing, man. It's a pleasure to be here.
You doing good?
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, man. Doing amazing, actually.
That's good to hear, man. Today we are reacting to the new Grand Theft Auto Trilogy trailer.
When did you first play these games?
Okay, so I was young, man. I'll tell you that much. I was really young playing these as my mother would say, god awful games. You know what I mean? Just shooting all these. And guess what? It was never any of my games. It was always like a friend's or like a buddy's. You know what I mean? I'll go over.
She wasn't gonna play that for you, right?
Oh hell no, man. Hell no.
Yeah, so it had to be somebody else's.
For sure. And we would play like Vice City, just kill a bunch of you know who's.
Yeah. People inside the non-playable characters.
Right, in game.
With in-game weapons.
I would say out of the three, I play San Andreas the most. I think that's with anybody.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, with me, GTA 3 came out when I was 8 years old in 2001, and at the time I didn't have a PlayStation, so I didn't even know that Grand Theft Auto was a thing. So I remember going to my cousin's house who did have a PlayStation 2 and playing at his house. I'm like, well, what is this? I just play Halo and, Super Mario Sunshine. What is this game?
Yeah.
And I'm just playing and I'm like, dude, that's when I think I was ruined forever, when I played Grand Theft Auto 3. And that's like when you could just put in the tank cheat code and just blow cars up with tanks and just get 6 stars with the police on you. And I mean, at the time, I'd never done anything like it. So by the time San Andreas came out, I did have a PlayStation. Of course, I did play Vice City at his place too. All the cheat codes there and playing that story mode, which is amazing, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like you said, with San Andreas at that time, that's when I was able to. Well, I wasn't able to buy it, but my mom bought it for me. And that game is such an experience, man. It's such an experience.
Yeah, it really is. It really
Probably
is.
one of my favorite gaming moments of all time.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, just because it came out at such a time where, I think it came out in 2004, I believe 2005. So I might have been, 11, 12. I'm a middle schooler and playing this game, and it has so much history with it, with the soundtrack and the fact that it takes place in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, like LA in the 90s, when you had like riots to deal with and violence with the police and everything. It's such a time in history where it's not really discussed enough, really. So the fact that there's a video game, kind of telling a tale about all of that was amazing. So yeah, San Andreas is definitely one of my favorite Grand Theft Auto games in general.
Mm-hmm. I think it just transcended like just robbing people and killing people, or like it was just a whole story based in the whole way it was structured, right?
Yeah, you got this guy that's getting out of jail, and it's like, well, what do you do?
CJ, right?
Yeah, he's getting out of jail from Liberty City, going all the way to the other side of the U.S. to Los Santos, and he's back, where he started. He's back in his hood, and he comes back, and his family's all different, and everything's changed. His gang that he was running with changed, and it's like the same world, but his world opens up to be a new one. It's such a great game, man. So the fact that we get to revisit these, with remastered graphics, I should say.
Right, exactly. Samuel L. Jackson is one of the cops, right?
Yeah, obviously.
That's a little hidden thing.
Yeah,
well, not hidden, but
yeah, it's such a cool thing, because when you think of GTA games, then you didn't think of like huge names. Like, granted, Ray Liotta was the voice of Tom Vercetti in Vice City, but I didn't know who Ray Liotta was at the time. So playing San Andreas and hearing Samuel L. Jackson as one of the policemen, I'm like, wait a second, that's Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah. And
it's not like a small role, like he's the main force of the plot. So that's always a fun thing.
Did you experience anything with GTA 3? I didn't. I missed out on that one. I didn't get to experience that one at all.
I didn't play it, all the way through until later when I was actually able to understand it. But when I was, younger, first playing it, I didn't really get much out of it besides cheat codes and running people over in cars. But
yeah,
once I did get older and get it for myself, I think I got the trilogy back when it was on Xbox. When it had 3 Vice City and San Andreas, I played all of them through then.
Right.
Granted, San Andreas was still the one that stood out because there was so much more you could do in that game. But with 3, I think I have the least time with. Like Vice City, I absolutely loved being in the area. Like being on the Ocean Boulevard. I love Vice City stories. You got characters like Lance Vance and Rosenberg, and it's such a great story. And then San Andreas is San Andreas, but three, I didn't really get that from it. I mean, it has its characters, it has its moments, but nothing like Vice City and San Andreas. Like, because I mean, in a sense, three was like a trial run once you really think about it. And three also was like the reason why the ESRB is still what it is today, because granted, Mortal Kombat, is the reason why the ESRB is a thing. Three was like, okay, these children are going home after school and murdering people on,
Oh
on
my
the
god.
PlayStation. It was a big deal. And then that just got even worse by San Andreas with the whole the hot coffee mod. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But three, like I said, I never really had the most time with three. Vice City and San Andreas were my main two.
I think three I completely missed out on. Vice City, I played it a couple of times with a few buddies, but San Andreas was the one I like really got into as well. So
Yeah.
let's check out this trailer, man.
Let's do it.
All right, without further ado, man, the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy trailer in 1, 2, 3, go.
Peggy
Yeah.
18.
Hello?
Oh my god, there he is.
So real quick,
I got a little job
real quick.
Yeah, I got you.
So I love how they are showing the old graphics versus the new graphics. I'm glad that this is just not a full trailer of the new graphics. They're showing what they did compared to the old graphics. I'm glad that it's not hyper realistic like GTA 5 is right now. It's like it looks like how it looks. It looks like a cartoon version of real life. I think that's what I love the most about it. I think that's what's gonna, help keep its charm. And that's what's gonna help us remember these games the way that we remember them.
Right.
From the cheat codes to the way things look, the styles, the cars, the environments. Like I think that's a huge deal and a huge part of everything going into this game.
Keeping that cartoonish type of action in there and like all
Yeah,
that
most
stuff, yeah.
definitely.
All right. I'll continue it and go.
All right.
They mess with me, they mess with the biggest boy in town.
Vinewood.
Things back the way they used to be.
I'm really enjoying the lighting effect, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that ought to put the coyote in the chicken coop, huh?
And the fire effects on top of that water.
Yeah.
Reflections.
And if he's ratting us out, kill him.
It's easy. Haven't you
Hopefully
ever
they
seen
add
a
more
movie?
like secrets in there and stuff.
You say it like it's a bad thing.
Sure they will. All right. So
That was pretty
another thing
quick.
I wanna- yeah, it's 58 minutes and it goes by super quick, but they show a lot in the 58 seconds. Especially since we play the games. But one thing I do want to like give Rockstar the kudos with is like the fact that these characters have fingers now.
Oh yeah.
Their hands were like this, and they would like talk and just move around like this.
Yeah.
And it's like they would hold their phone like this. They would shoot guns like this. But the fact that now they have fingers and like fingernails, it's like, it's something funny that they were like, okay, yeah, let's do that instead of giving them oven mitts again.
Yeah, man, I'm really excited. Hopefully they like I said, I hope they add more like things into it, unless it's just a complete like redo and they're not really adding anything, just complete like graphic change. But I'm sure they will. I'm sure Rockstar will add some cool stuff and little Easter eggs.
Yeah, so I did read a little bit more into it earlier, and I did see that they were going to have it to where if you failed a mission, before in those older games, if you failed a mission, it would take you back to where you went to that mission, like before you even got to the mission point. And you'd have to drive all the way back to that mission point and walk into the little red, blue, or green circle to start the mission over. But now, if you're in a mission and you fail, it's just going to restart the mission for you or give you a checkpoint. And I think that is amazing.
Yeah, little life improvements there.
The mission from San Andreas, when you have to chase the train, and there's the guys on top of the train, you got to shoot at them. And it's a mission where Big Smoke goes, "All you got to do is follow the damn train, CJ." You know what I'm talking about. Back then on the PlayStation 2, if you failed that mission, it would take you out of the mission completely. and you go
Yeah.
like miles before you got to his house to do that mission, and it's just like just quality of life features like that are what's going to make this amazing. Because I mean, even think about this. I know you said you played a little bit of Vice City, but in Vice City, when you would drive from one side of the map, and in the middle you had like Starfish Island,
Yeah.
which had like the mansions, and then you go to the other side of Vice City, basically. On the PS2, it would give you a loading screen as you're
Oh
going
my
across that
god.
bridge. So you would go, the loading screen will pop up, you will still hear music from your radio station, and it will go away. And you drive to the other side of the bridge, it will give you another loading screen before you get into the
Right.
next part of the city. Because the PS2 wasn't able to actually handle those graphics at the time. I mean, these games, like, you're going to be able to complete them as fast as ever now
Oh,
because
most
of those,
definitely.
those reduced loading times and the fact that you don't have to drive all the way to the location after you fail a mission.
Shit, man. At least with hardware nowadays, I'm pretty sure all those loading screens are most likely gone. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and it's also coming to Xbox Game Pass, which I have, so
Oh wow.
that's great.
What?
Yeah, it's
Man,
coming to
Xbox
Game
Game
Pass,
Pass,
so
man.
oh, they're killing it, man. They're killing it. I just
That's
wish they
gonna
had more games or more,
yeah.
substantial games. But Xbox Game Pass is probably the best, literally the best deal in gaming.
That's a conversation we're gonna need to have. Kind of
Yeah.
comparing between PlayStation, Xbox, and what they're doing with this new like streaming video game phase
Yeah,
and where it's gonna
it's
go.
literally Netflix for gaming consoles.
Easy for
And
sure.
you can't be mad at it because I mean, you're not going to finish a game in 2 hours or 3 hours.
Hmm.
You're going to put time into it, especially if it's something that you like. So the fact that you pay a monthly subscription fee to play said game, like, that's great.
It's definitely a bang for your buck, right?
Most definitely, it's so good at the point where when I seen it was coming to Game Pass, I said, screw it, I don't even have to buy it on my Xbox. Like I told you, I have a Series X. I'm just going to end up buying it on my Switch.
Oh my god, yeah.
And that way I can be in the car playing San Andreas. Like, that's super dope.
Exactly.
But really, what it's really going to bring me back to is, man, I had a PSP growing up. And the PSP had Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories.
Hmm.
So it's almost going to be like that, playing those games on a handheld, which is good in my book.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully this turns out pretty well for us, and
Yeah.
it does justice to the fans, because there's a lot of GTA fans out there, especially of these older versions of these games. So hopefully Rockstar, they never actually really fail us. So they have.
They disappoint
Hopefully it's
us.
good. You really think so? I think they've
I know
been
so, bro. Look at Red Dead Online.
okay. That's fair enough.
Look at
That's
GTA
fair
Online right
enough.
now. Like, there's no reason to log on, really.
Shit. The only reason is just to watch GTA RP, man.
Exactly.
Watch
Which I
XQC.
can't play because I don't have a PC that's able to run it.
Yeah.
So then they're gonna put it out again on consoles again, and it's like, all right.
Oh my god.
I've literally already bought that game twice. Why would I buy it
Mhm.
again?
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. That was our reaction to the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think of it. Me and Dom are sure ready for it to come out. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing. I'm at 60 subs. We're at road to 100, so we need 40 more. But if you don't, you have a great day, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace, everyone. Peace.